So as the setup is done, first let us go ahead and see whether the pods are isolated or not. First of all, every pod should be able to communicate to the other pod. So what I'll do is that we have created a service of type node port for this blue pod in the default namespace. And then we have created a service of type cluster IP for the green pod in namespace prod. So what I'll do is that I'll try to do a curl to communicate with this pod and I should get an output. And the same thing I would do for this pod also, but from inside of the cluster using the cluster IP. So both of them should be able to communicate to each other. So I'm in the master node first. So let me get all the services. So this is for the service of type node port in default namespace. And this is for prod namespace. So in default namespace, we have the node port service, and in prod namespace, we have the cluster IP service. So first, let's use the node port service. We cannot use the cluster IP. So if you are accessing it from outside of the cluster, we'll have to use the node IP address. For EC2 instance, that is the public IP address. So I have created this EC2 instance, and the name of the EC2 instance is outside server with this public IP address. I'll log into this EC2 instance and try to do a curl for the pod in the default namespace using node port service type. So I'm inside of this EC2 instance. Let's do a curl, and I'll have to get the public IP address of the Kubernetes nodes. So I can use either the master node or the worker node. So this is the public IP address of the master node. I'll have to use the port 32500 and I'm getting the output. If I use the worker node public IP address, I should get the same output, and I'm getting the same output. So this is working. Now I'm inside of the cluster. Let's use the cluster IP address to communicate to the pod in the prod namespace, and I'll have to use this port number, and I am able to get the output. So as you can see, there is no isolation of the pods. Every pod can communicate to the other pod. Also, we were able to communicate with the pod from the outside world, which had a service type of node port. So now let us go ahead and create the network policy. So this is the network policy. Let's see it very closely and with close attention. The API version is networking.k8s.io/v1. Kind is network policy. Metadata is the name of the network policy. Now this network policy will be applied to the pod which has been created in default namespace. That's why I have mentioned 914. Okay, in the specification I have this pod selector, and in this pod selector I have these match labels: chapter security, topic network policy, in namespace is default, and color is blue. These are the same labels of the pods in the default namespace. Let us go ahead and see that. So I'm trying to get the labels of the pods in the default namespace. Now these are the labels: chapter security, color blue, in namespace default, and topic is network policy. I'm mentioning all these four things. It means that this network policy will be applied to these two pods because the labels match. So the next thing is policy types, and I have mentioned policy types to be both ingress and egress because it has both the policies. It has ingress, this block, and egress, this block. Now in ingress, I am saying that I have this from array, and I'm mentioning the IP block because the IP block should be for an external network, and that's what we are trying to do here. I'll mention the complete public IP address of that particular EC2 instance. Now there's only one port with protocol TCP and port number 100. Then we have egress block, and we have two, and in the two I'm mentioning namespace selector with all these match labels. Why namespace selector? Because I want to allow traffic outgoing request to all the pods in this namespace. And if I describe the namespace, it has three labels: env prod, namespace for its network policy, and tier is backend. and I have to mention the same thing here. So tier should be backend, and in the ports, of course, protocol is TCP, and notice this one, I'm allowing all the ports. So that means all communication from this pod would be allowed to all the pods in this namespace. So the network policy that I have created for this pod allows ingress from here, from this server, and egress to this namespace. So in the ingress, I have mentioned IP block, in the from block, and in egress, I have mentioned the namespace in the to block. And that's what this network policy means. I've also added two more network policies, the first one and the second one. You'll find it in Kubernetes documentation also. Now this is a default deny ingress, meaning everything would be denied, and policy types is ingress. Now if you mention pod selected to be bracket or space, then none of the pods would be selected. That's why it's a default deny. Similarly, we have default deny egress, wherein pod selector is blank and policy types is egress. So these two should be there as a best practice, because first you should block everything and then you should keep on adding the filters that you need. Let us go ahead and create this policy, and this network policy would be applied to all the pods in the default namespace that we have just created. And all these network policies have been created. If I do a kubectl network policy, it says all the network policies. We have default deny egress, default deny ingress, and KTest network policy for 914, which has pod selected to be chapter security color blue in namespace default, and topic network policy, which are nothing but these two pods. So this final network policy has been applied to both the pods or the deployment that we just created. One thing I want to show you is that if you try to get the pod for weavenet, it has gone to crash loopback of error. Now see the number of restarts, that's been 20 now. Let's try to do a little bit of debug, describe this pod and which container is actually failing. So the weave container state is running, this is fine, but weave npc is going into crash loopback of error. So let's try to find out if we can. So I guess this is the container. I'll have to remove the pod from here, and okay, I've got some fatal error here. If you see, named ports in the network policies is not supported yet, rejecting network policy from further processing. So name port is all in network policy, so I think I'll have to change that, and it is not yet supported. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. We know the error. So just to show you again, the way we got the error was that we checked the log of the weave-npc container in weavenet pod. So the weave container is running fine, but weave-npc container was creating some problem. And when we tried this kube logs, we got this fatal error, and the error is named ports in the network policies is not supported yet, rejecting network policy, and the name port is all in network policy. So we'll have to go ahead and change it. So I've changed the port. So I have added two ports with protocol TCP. One is 80 and the other one is 8000. I'll have to change it. So let us go ahead and execute this now and see if it fails again. First, I'll have to delete the previous policies which are running. All of them have been deleted. Now you might ask why 8080, because if you see our services, it is running on port 8000 and the container is running on port 80. So that's why I have allowed port 80 and port 8000. So it is not arbitrary. There's a reason for doing so. And the status is still crash loop back off. Let's wait till the time the status becomes running. Alright, so it is running now, and let us go ahead and create the network policy again with the modified file. Okay, all the network policies have been created, and let's see if we get the error this time or not. Okay, it seems like it's fine. We were able to create the network policy and there's no error, so it should work, and now we can go ahead and test it. The issue was that I mentioned all in the port, which should not be mentioned in ViewNet. I guess it is supported in Calico. So network policy for pods in dev namespace have been created, and this network policy is being applied to the pods with these labels, which are nothing but these two pods. Sorry, let me show labels, and these are the pods, these two. So this network policy, KTS network policy for 914, is being applied to these two pods. And we also have this default deny egress and default deny ingress. Let us go ahead and test now. So let's test it a little bit. Now first let us check the network policy that we have applied, and this is the network policy, and in ingress we have mentioned that we should allow from CIDR block 17.11.0.0, which is this one, but this is a private IP address and it's a different network. So there's no connectivity between this VPC and the other VPC. So if I use the node port, I should not be allowed because the network policy is blocking it. So this is the public IP address of the master node. Let's try with the public IP address of the worker node. This is also not working. So from outside of the cluster, it's not working because here it is the public IP address that is being taken. So the internal IP address 17.11.124 is not being worked. What about from the cluster within? So it should not work from the cluster also because we have not allowed that. We have allowed only 17.11.0.0/16. So I'm running it from the master node itself. Still the pod is not allowing the access. Now let us go ahead and change the network policy and add the IP address of the public IP address of the outside machine. So this is the public IP address. I'm in the console and this is outside server, and the public IP address is 18.207.253.166. So I've added that here in the same network policy. Now let us go ahead and recreate the network policy again, and let's try from the cluster within. It is still not working, but let's try from the EC2 instance, which is outside of the cluster. I'm using the public IP address of the worker node. Okay, so this is working. So now let's apply network policy for the second pod. It should not be for 914, it should be for 915. So again, API version is same, kind is same, metadata, the name is KTS network policy. Pod selector, it will select the pods with this labels this time, which is in prod namespace. And these are the pods I'm talking about, which is in prod namespace. You see the labels, chapter security, color green, and in namespace is prod. And that's what we are saying here, chapter security, colors green, in namespace is pod, and topic network policy. And the policy type is only ingress here because we are allowing traffic from the pods in the default namespace. And in ingress block, we are mentioning in the from block, we are saying namespace selector instead of pod selector, because you cannot use pod selector. The reason being that the pods are in a different namespace. We can't even use IP block because IP block is for an external server outside of the cluster. So we'll have to use namespace selector. So in the namespace selector, I'm mentioning match labels created by default tier frontend and environment prod, which matches the labels of the default namespace, which is shown here. And in the ports, I'm mentioning two ports, 80 and 8000, because I cannot mention all. It will break weave npc container and will go to crash loop back off error. So I'm mentioning two ports, 80 and 8000, which you already know why. And also I have the default deny ingress and default deny egress. It has to be created in prod namespace, and all of them have been created. And these are the three network policies. So let us go ahead and test from the cluster itself. So this is the cluster IP service that is defined in the cluster. First, let us go ahead and try to access the application from within. It should not allow. We were able to access it earlier, but right now we can't from the cluster itself because the network policy is stopping us. And the only way we can do a curl is from the pod, which are running in default namespace. And these are the pods. Now I'm inside one of the pods. Let's try to do a curl from the pod. There you go. I'm able to access the pod or the application inside of the pod from the pod which is there in default namespace. So the network policies are working. We have allowed machine from 7.11.00.16 to curl to blue pod. That is done. Although could not use the network address 7.11.00 because it's a different network than that of this cluster. We'll have to enable VPC peering and other stuff, which I did not do. Then we allowed outgoing traffic from blue pod to prod namespace. That was also fine. We also had to add a network policy for the pods in prod namespace. Then we can allow orange pods in the same namespace default to do a curl. So let us go ahead and do that. So I'm using this deployment file. It is same as the earlier one with a bit of changes. For example, the color is green in this case, and I have cluster IP which selects these pods. So let us go ahead and create this one in the default namespace. Okay, so this application has been created, green pod with HTTP in default namespace, and I have also created a service with cluster IP. So let's try to access it. Now I should not be able to access it because of the default deny ingress policy. If I go ahead and delete it, it should work. So I've deleted both default deny ingress and default deny egress. And now if I run the curl command, I should be able to get the output like this. So now I'll create a network policy which I will attach to these pods, green pod with HTTP and default namespace, and then let us go ahead and try it out. So this is the network policy. It is same as the previous one with some minor changes. So if you see the pod selector, it says that the chapter is security and the color is green. Of course, it will be applied to the pods that we have just created. And in the policy types, I have only ingress, and in the ingress the color should be blue, which is the other set of pod. So I should be able to connect to these pods from the blue pods, and I'm allowing the ports with protocol TCP and port number 80 and 8100. Let us go ahead and create the network policy. It has been created. Now let's do the curl again, and I should not be able to do it because of the network policy that I have just created. But if I go inside of the pod, which is this one, so it is not allowing because the egress of the blue pods do not have the same network policy, so I'll have to change it. Now here you see I have modified 9.16 and I have added another pod selector in the egress block with match labels, chapter security, topic network policy, in namespace default, and color is green. So let me apply the modified network policy. So it has been applied, and now if I go here and try to do curl, I should be able to get the output, and there you go. So I was able to communicate to the green pod from the blue pod. Alright, so everything is working as expected. Let us go ahead and summarize what we have done so far. First, we created a blue pod in the default namespace. Then we created orange pod in prod namespace. Then we created an external server with public IP address. So after that, we created network policy for blue pod, which allowed communication from the outside server. So ingress was allowed from outside server. The same network policy also allowed egress to prod namespace. That means egress to all pods in prod namespace. Then we created a network policy for orange pods in prod namespace, which allowed ingress from blue pods in the different namespace. So after all of them worked together, we launched another set of pod in the default namespace with the label color green, and then we modified the network policy again to allow blue pods to communicate with green pods. So this is how network policies work. I know that network policies can be a little complicated because it deals with firewall rules, but this is very important vis-a-vis security of Kubernetes and the applications which are hosted inside of Kubernetes. So that's all about security. Let's proceed with the next section.